Hello, big wigs. It may be the same hairspray at Oak Grove Middle School, but the hair pieces?
It just needs to come so that it's right here.
There's nothing usual about them.
Wigs, wigs, wigs for days.
Almost 70 hairdos were created by costume designer Kevin DeHaani.
Let me do some adjustments here.
And each one
It took me like a day to get all this glitter glued on.
made of foam.
I used like acoustic foam that you'd find in your chair in upholstery. I used pool noodles and I used yoga mats.
A new take on some old hairstyles.
There's never been anything like this done for hairspray before that we know of.
And making this big of a statement
The goal is going to be to get all of this on top.
requires commitment.
I just work evenings and weekends, and it's taken me about 9 months to make all the wigs.
It also takes some creative engineering.
I have glued in here straws, drinking straws, that provide air to the inside, and it also allows her to be able to hear because this is covering her ears.
Dedication.
Little wig trick.
That's nothing new for Kevin.
All right, so kind of close your eyes for me.
Last year, his handmade masks for the Lion King musical here were just as detailed.
I wanted it to be great, and I wanted it to be amazing, and most importantly, I wanted the kids to have fun. And I knew with something like this, how can you not?
I really like them. I think they're really cute, and I think he did a really good job making them. I like how they're like super big and like outgoing, and they're really cool to look at.
I think they're just really original and unique. I've never seen anything like them before.
And you can see these 60s styles for yourself. Hairspray runs March 23rd through the 25th at Oak Grove Middle School. There's a free matinee for seniors on the 22nd.
You've never seen hairspray like this before.
But don't take his word for it.
My mom tells me no, my feet tell me go. It's like a drummer inside my heart.
Come out and support these students sporting spunky doos.
Don't make me wait one more moment for my life to start.
And the designer
I made myself this little number.
who put the hair in hairspray.
Go, mama, go, go, go.
As the sun rises over Bloomington, you'll find many drivers fighting traffic to get to work. But not here.
It's great. Being outside, getting some fresh air, exercising.
That's how many employees describe their commute at Quality Bicycle Products in Bloomington.
I live right over near Minnehaha Falls, so it's about 32 miles round trip.
Next to the line of bikes that carry the workforce here, you'll find John Schultz and the bike builder department, where up to 6,000 bikes are assembled each year, about 150 a week.
A lot of people might not be too enthused about sitting behind a desk, and they would like to get their hands dirty and work with tools and get back to assembling things in the United States. And QBP offers like a few different departments that do that.
Quality Bicycle Products is one of the top 10 manufacturing employers in Bloomington. A thriving industry here. Many people may not know about.
I grew up in Bloomington and I had no idea really, but yeah, here I am back in Bloomington after having left because this kind of job is here.
People tend to believe that manufacturing doesn't exist in Bloomington anymore, that it's all moved out. And that's not the case. The number of jobs is almost the same.
Compared to 1970. Back then, there were about 7,800 manufacturing jobs. Today, there's about 7,500 in the city.
The pay on average is about 30% greater than the state average for manufacturing jobs. The average wage of a manufacturing job in Bloomington is about $83,000 a year, and in the state, the average manufacturing wage is $63,000. So that gives you a really good clue that these are higher tech, higher value added jobs in Bloomington.
Need more proof? Just take a peek inside Resound, another manufacturing company that made the top 10 list.
We distribute hearing aids that are ordered throughout the United States. We service all hearing aid product in this facility for the United States market. We build custom products. We have rapid prototyping equipment, and we make custom ear molds. We're very proud of manufacturing, and there are a lot of people that like to work with their hands. It's a very rewarding industry working with medical products.
It's also an important part of Bloomington's economy, a city more commonly known for retail, hotels, and planes.
If your jobs available can match the distribution of skills and interests of people, you have a much stronger community.
And places like Resound and Quality Bicycle Products are helping accomplish that goal.
I love when I walking around and take out the parts and move my hands.
And if you can work with your hands and commute with your feet, well, that's what a diverse, thriving business community looks like. No matter how many times we hear it,
pay attention, lives depend on it.
This one message,
somebody's life is more important than that text message,
seems like a hard one for drivers to put into practice.
Currently in the state of Minnesota, there's about 1 in 4 crashes are the result of texting, distracted driving.
It's a reality Jeff Schoenborn knows all too well after 3 decades as a tow truck driver.
When we get out, my drivers are totally exposed. We don't have armor that can stop them, and if people aren't paying attention, just bad things can happen.
Over 70% of today's current drivers nationwide do not know about the slow down, move over law. We need to get the word out. We need enforcement out there, and we need to protect our road crews, all of them.
Clocking in to do just that.
Hi, see your driver's license, please?
Yep.
Is Bloomington Police Officer Brett Anderberg.
The reason why I stopped you is that I noticed when you passed me, you had your phone down here and you were looking at it, you weren't looking forward. Texting is the worst. When you drop your head down and you take your eyes off the roadway, it's a problem.
With every ticket,
I stopped because you had your phone right up here.
He's looking out for all the people who call the shoulder of the road their office.
We've seen too many people die. And to go make that trek to somebody's house, knock on the door and tell a family member that your daughter, your son, your mom, your dad is not going to come home, that's a tough one to take.
A familiar nightmare for city workers after a crash earlier this year.
We had 2 of our Bloomington employees that were struck in the construction zone. One of them lost their life. And our main message is we want everyone to go home safely to their families every night.
That means drivers must be aware and slow down for workers on the road.
This year especially, we have even more heightened awareness on our safety for all of us, all of our workers in the work zone. It's very important to slow down. Accidents happen in the blink of an eye.
So let's try this again.
People need to pay attention, it's just, I don't know how we get the message out any clearer.
And heeding this warning,
You're driving a vehicle that is a killer.
Means a day's work doesn't become a life's end.